So welcome. We are in the beautiful Kananaskis Mountain Lodge in Alberta. My name's Brian. We're here to talk Bring It to the Surface at the CDDA convention. And I'd just like to introduce Jarrett here and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do and why you're here.
So I'm the regional director for drilling services with Boart Longyear Canada. Been with the company for about 17 years. In a variety of different roles, and I'm here to talk about bringing it to the surface and mental health in the workplace, specifically with Boart Longyear.
Excellent. That is a big topic of conversation is mental health and wellness. So tell us a bit about the involvement that Boart Longyear has with Bring It to the Surface, CDDA, and some of the services you provide.
So we've been talking to Louise and CDDA for some time now about Bring It to the Surface and the importance of mental health in the workplace, specifically in the drilling world. It's one of those things that was ignored for a long time, or maybe ignored is the wrong word, but overlooked definitely. So when Louise brought it up, we jumped on board pretty quickly and wanted it, front and center in our workplace. Within Boart Longyear, we also have EAP programs and open lines of communication between all management. We try and make it a very safe place for communication and work with no judgment or criticism that happens from anything that's brought up, and get the employees the proper help and support they need to make sure we're operating in a mentally safe environment.
You mentioned the mining world. So in the mining world as a whole, the unique challenges that individuals, teams, leaders, tell us about the unique challenges that individuals face.
So I think a lot of it, my personal opinion, comes from kind of the history of the mining world, where it was a rugged, tough industry. Mental well-being was kind of not shunned upon, but just ignored for the most part. It was get up and go to work and work long hours, produce high volumes every day with less focus on how that individual may have been doing. So there's been a bit of a shift in, call it a generational gap. The workforce is now changing. People are experiencing problems, and as employers and people in the mining world, we need to make sure we take care of those individuals and their mental well-being, and the support is there so that greater risks don't come up.
And why is that, as a community support system and some of those challenges, specifically, remote work, you're in the bush, you're away from your family. So there's diet, there's social contact, there's sleep and exercise. As a community support system, what sort of ideas or tips or programs or advice that you could offer?
So you know what? A lot of it just starts with a simple conversation. Are you okay? How are you doing today? Is everything all right? We work in an inherently risky environment at mines out in the middle of no place, underground and on surface. There's risks that exist just based on the geographic location of these places. So having a safe spot, you can come in and have a communication with your boss or your peer or, someone you're working with. Doesn't even have to be the same company. Just opens up the line of communication and allows for, a safe operating environment. At least you know that if something isn't right at home, or you're going through some family stuff, or maybe you're just not feeling that great on a specific day, just having that communication allows it to get out there and allows everyone to know that you might be off today, you might need a break for a little bit. Let's not put ourselves at greater danger because you're not focused on the job and your mind is someplace else.
That's really helpful advice, especially within the mining world. And if there's individuals listening, I would like to kind of stay on that topic of key messages in the for the theme of support. So key messages to people listening. What additional messages specifically, whether it's Boart Longyear or other companies and within the support system?
From me, it's quite simple. The key message is don't be afraid to speak up. Don't hold things internally. Talk to your peers and your people on site, your coworkers. And at Boart Longyear, we will find help to make sure you're taken care of appropriately. And we don't want to put you at greater risk. Our, safety is first at Boart Longyear, as it is across most of the mining world. But we put our top value is safety in our company. And right below that is people. Now, if we're not taking care of our people from a mental aspect, from mental health, we're not being safe. So that open line of communication and the ability for people to bring up their issues and not be judged or criticized for it, have a safe space to work is extremely important. And that would be the message I would drive home from our perspective.
So helpful. And if I loop back to bring it to the surface and your sponsorship with this program, when you first recognized the fit, how did you and Boart Longyear kind of identify that perfect fit with Bring It to the Surface?
Again, it was about getting those conversations started and having the ability to operate in a safe and trusting environment. And that's really what Bring It to the Surface is. Let's start talking about it. Let's get it out, and let's make sure everyone feels secure and comfortable with actually bringing it to the surface and talking about it.
Well, I really thank you for being here. I just wanted, any last words or to wrap up any kind of conclusions with your involvement and your community support?
No, we look forward to continuing down this road together and, bringing it to the surface across the whole mining industry. And thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. For those listening, thank you so much. Again, we're here in Alberta at the Kananaskis Mountain Lodge. If you want to get involved, if you want to learn more, please go to cdda.ca/health and wellness. Thank you.
Perfect.
Appreciate it.